The first time I drove a Cayman, it was the S model, and it was just a couple of weeks after it first debuted, way back in 2005. It was a great handling car. It was light, it was dynamic, 295 horsepower from a 3.4 liter engine. I declared it the best car I drove in 2005. But back then, Porsche made it perfectly clear that the Cayman was going to be the junior model. It would never, ever usurp the 911. That was its icon for now and forever. The last time I drove a Cayman was a couple of years ago, just before the pandemic hit. It was the GTS. The engine was the Cayman GTS, powered by a 4-liter engine, putting out 394 horsepower. Closer, much closer to the 911, but still not as good. Today, I'm driving the 2022 Porsche Cayman GT4 RS, and this car is as good as any 911. Why? Allow me to explain. Let's start with the engine. Now, the GT4 also has a 4-liter engine, putting out 414 horsepower. This version, same naturally aspirated, 6-cylinder, 4 liters, 493 horsepower. It is the 911 GT3 engine. The reason it doesn't quite make the same amount of horsepower, it's mid-engine, not rear engine, so the plumbing is a little off. But lighter weight, a lot of carbon fiber, the car accelerates like a bat out of hell. Officially, Porsche says 3.4 seconds to 100 kilometers an hour. Frankly, some of the buff books in the US have got it sub 3 seconds to 100. That's fast on any planet. Yeah, I know, electric vehicles, some of them can go faster, but they're electric vehicles. Those are digital. This is purely analog, and it is hardcore. There are some amenity. The RS does come with air conditioning, cruise control, power windows, navigation, satellite radio. But the biggest difference between the RS and the regular GT4 is that the GT4 is a road car that is very capable on the track. The GT4 RS is a track car that is very capable on the road. Now, Driving.ca senior test driver David Booth has already taken the RS out on the track, and you can read about that on the Driving.ca website. I'm giving you a road impression, and I have to tell you, though this is fun, this is a lot of fun, it is dangerously fun, you are absolutely in risk of losing your license because it tempts. But there are compromises. The ride is firm. I mean, you can run over an ant and be able to tell how many legs you just squished. Rear visibility, well, it's got this big ass rear wing. You can't see out the back. The tires, Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2s, fabulous track tires, grippy as hell, but they pick up every little pebble and fire it back at the car. The engine, a 9,000 RPM redline. It sounds wonderful, but there's no insulation behind you. You are going to have to live with that. But that 493 horsepower, horizontally opposed 6-cylinder is right behind your head, and it is noisy. There is no insulation. You drive that for a day, you're going to need a hearing test afterwards. Well, I suppose you want to know about price. Well, the GT4 RS starts at $175,200. But when was the last time you could actually get a Porsche and not put anything else on it? The goodies on this vehicle jack the price up to around $198,000. The biggest expense are the ceramic brakes, $9,130. Are they worth it? Yeah, they're worth it. This car stops on the proverbial dime. The purists out there are probably going to shake their head and say, what? No manual transmission? I can sympathize. I'm a dedicated 3-pedal guy myself. But I understand. This is a track vehicle. The PDK 7-speed transmission is lightning quick. It knocks off shifts faster than you can say shift. For another $14,500, you can get a 911 GT3, and you can get it with either PDK or a 6-speed manual. So if you really want a stick, well, you're going to have to look elsewhere. So what do I think about the GT4 RS? Let me end with a quote by F.W. Bradley, who wrote this in the British magazine Autocar. "One soon becomes satisfied with the knowledge that the car is one of the fastest on the road, and the greatest pleasure is obtained not in attempting to obtain the maximum from it, for that is all but impossible except on a track, but in its wonderful acceleration, its high degree of flexibility, and its remarkable steadiness at all speeds, and particularly when one is negotiating winding hills." Here's the thing, while it's a perfect quote for the RS, it was actually written in 1927 about the Bugatti Type 43. And that's the thing about iconic sports cars. They are timeless, at least for now. For Driving.ca, I'm Brian Harper.